Hey everyone, welcome to the SQL interview series of Data Millennials. I'm Atul, and in this video we are going to see what is the efficient way in SQL for writing if-else statements. So most often in an interview, the interviewer will ask you that what is the efficient way of writing an SQL statement, and mostly they will ask the if-else statement, saying that if there is an if-else statement, then how would you write it more efficiently. So most often when you have to write an if and else statement in SQL, you should ideally use the case statement as compared to if and else, because case statement seems much easier and it's quite easier for other person to read your SQL code. So in SQL we can use the case statement as an alternative of the if else statement. If function is much more complex than the case statement, and it usually takes much longer time than the case statement, and we can check the query execution time for both of these two cases that we have over here. So let's go to our SQL workbench and run both of these queries to see which is the most efficient way of writing the if-else statement. With running of this query, you will get an understanding that what exactly is the efficient way in SQL to write if or else statement. So we are in our SQL workbench over here, and the question is that which or what is the efficient way in SQL for writing the if/else statement. In order to understand it completely, that which is the efficient way, we have to run the query with if-else statement and the case statement. So we'll take a demo example here. So we have a table here, employee salary, right? And suppose if we want to put a bucket saying that if salary is less than 15,000, then put a bucket of 0 to 15. Salary is less than 30,000, put a bucket of 15.1 to 30,000. And similarly for 45,000 and 50,000. And rest all of those salaries should be put into the bucket of above 50,000. So what I have done over here is that I have simply written a SQL query saying that get all the details from this employee salary table, okay, and select everything, and if the salary is less than equal to 15,000, put 0 to 15k. Salary is less than 30,000, put 15.1 to 30k, and if salary is less than 45,000, put 30k to 45k. And the last condition is that if salary is less than 50,000, put 45.1k to 50k, and rest all of the salary should be marked or put into the bucket of above 50k. So it's a if and else statement here. So if I run this query now, you will see that you are getting your output, and as the data is quite small, it usually takes fraction of second or nanoseconds to show this result. But what if your entire table has millions of record or trillions of record? Then this if or else statement might take some time to compute, and then your output would appear over here, right? In order to see the execution time of a particular query, SQL provide us a function which is set profiling equal to 1. This enables the SQL to see the execution time of the query. So we have already run this query, but after enabling this profiling, we will again run this query, and similarly we will run the case statement here, which usually do the same thing which we have over here. So what I'll do is that I'll run this set profile equal to 1 first. Okay, now I'll run this query, which basically creates a bucket, salary bucket, based on the range, right? And now you have a case statement here saying that case when salary is less than 15,000, put this bucket, salary is less than 30,000, put this 15.1 to 30k bucket, salary is less than 45,000, 30.1k to 45k bucket, and salary is less than 50,000, put 45.1k to 50k bucket, else everything is 50k. So, and we are giving the name of this column as salary bucket. So let's run this one again. Now you can see that our output is same. Even if we have used the if statement, if or else, or the case statement, the output is same, we are getting the same output. So which one, if else or this case statement, which one is efficient in terms of querying from SQL? In order to get the exact timing of execution or the total time the SQL took to execute this query, we have to use this code, show profiles. This show profile shows you that how much time does it took each of these queries to give you the output. So in order to get the total execution time of the query that we have ran above, this case statement as well as this if statement, which one is the efficient, we can find it using this show profile here. So if I run this show profile, you will see that you have this query ID, duration, and queries. Now you can see here the first time when we ran this if statement query where we have used if, it has taken very less time. The first time when we use the case statement, it took almost around 3 seconds, right? Now the second time when we ran this if statement, it took a little bit more as compared to the first time, right? And if we see the last time when we ran this case statement, it took quite less time as compared to the first time when we have ran this case statement. So if you have a huge data and your table contains millions of rows, you will see that when you use this show profile and you have used case statement, the case statement will always show you the efficient numbers as compared to if statement. Here the entire data is quite low, that's why this if statement is showing very less time. But in real world, the case statement is much more efficient as compared to the if statement. So whenever in an interview, if an interviewer asks you that if you have to choose if statement or case statement, which one you will use to write an efficient SQL code, you should always choose case statement, because case statement is easier for others to read and understand your code, as well as the computation time or the efficiency is much higher as compared to the if else statement. So if you want to compare the efficiency of your code, you can use this set profiling and you can use this show profile in SQL. If you want to learn more about SQL interview questions, you can click on the right hand side of this video, or if you want to learn SQL from scratch, you can click on the left hand side of this video. Happy learning and see you in the next video.